We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Kiss my ass.
They're criminals.
It is a hole. You ever been there?
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
I'm feeling so good today, I thought I would share it with my fellow American sheet kickers. This is the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire on the Real America's Voice. And the Real America Voice sheet kicker Campfire has a soundtrack, and it's always got a groove. Welcome back to the Truth, Logic, and Common Sense orgy. If you're going to have truth, logic, and common sense, you might as well be like a bunch of ganashing piranha on a feeding frenzy. My name is Ted Nugent, and I'm disheveled. The goal every day is to beat yourself up into the productivity column, so you're in the asset column of the American dream, and you work really hard to earn the right to play really hard. So here I am, combining the confluence of the ultimate extreme American dreams of the peace and tenderness of guitar. I'm on my way to Nashville. When you see this, I will be coming home from Nashville, getting in the jet with my guitar and my amp. This Gibson Birdline, going to home of Gibson. Look at this. Look at the great white buffalo. Are you kidding? Hey, that's it. I am the great white buffalo. So once again, I'm stoned on soul music. Well, Nugent doesn't get high. Oh, I get higher than anybody else on piss and vinegar and spirit adrenaline. Have you had a major vat of spirit adrenaline today? Because I'm here to provide that for you. How about some of the truth, logic, and common sense that's going wild out there? Greg Gutfeld. I really love Greg Gutfeld. His guys. I love cocky. I love arrogant with flair, with aplomb, with panache. I love spirit, fully erect. So I'm in the man cave, Cuckoo's Nest, the arsenal of democracy, and I want to thank you people. I want to thank all the best people in the world who celebrate my big mouth that is a constant flow, a tsunami, a monsoon, an earthquake, an eruption of truth, logic, and common sense. I love you people. I don't think you can handle, manage, or process the outrageous flow of love that I produce every day. But good luck. The more you embrace, the more you celebrate, the more you do the Whitewater Rapids breaststroke. Don't you just love the breaststroke and the dog paddle? You know, you combine the breaststroke and the dog paddle and you got a good night after dark. Anyhow, thank you everybody. Thank you for all the positive spirit and energy. Thank you, Real America's Voice. John and Ryan and Shahu and Parker and my gal Linda. My people are so special. Well, you think you're pretty special, don't you? Oh, I'm way past the thinking stage. Because I'm going to Nashville with Tim Montana. Are you familiar with Tim Montana music? It's soul music. It's soulful music. He thinks he's country. That's not country. That's rhythm and blues with a little extra middle finger in the recipe. But I'm going to Nashville with my daughter Sasha and maybe my grandsons, Caden and Finnegan and Rowan. And we're going to Kid Rock's Detroit Cowboy, because you know who you're looking at, don't you? You know who you see here, don't you? The original Detroit Cowboy. I actually farm and ranch and get dirt under my hands. I kill my own food. I butcher it. I cook it. I plant my own trees. I plant my own food plots. So I get a lot of help from Bob, a lot of help from Michael, a lot of help from Jim and Toby. and Aaron Pasa at Whitetail Products Gone Wild. We're going to flash that on the screen, maybe in post-production. But I'm having the time of my life, and I'm willing to share it with you. I don't have to be in the man cave, Kuka's nest, arsenal of democracy, sharing truth, logic, and common sense. But you know what? I do have to be here, because it's time that every conscientious American fights back, pushes back. You know, like November 5th, 2024, where we were elected a real constitutional, we the people, hellraiser, truth, logic, and common sense commander-in-chief. Doesn't that feel good? Thank you, people, for that. Thank you, people, for supporting my piss and vinegar fountain of youth. Where does this linguistic ballet originate? Well, it originates in my heart and soul, and downstairs in the plumbing, and right up here in the cranium. Because being clean and sober for 77, my 77th year. Oh, look at me, that's a smile on my face. You know, don't come cheap. Sure, I live the American dream. Go ahead, crucify me. So thank you for donating to the Ted Nugent Camp for Kids nonprofit, 100% volunteer charity, 501c3. Go to tednugent.com and continue supporting the saving of the souls of America's youth. Thanks to Kevin Mark. And Kevin Mark has been a director of the Ted Nugent Camp for Kids over there in Nebraska and Iowa and Colorado and South Dakota. He's just like the Paul Malone and Kevin Mark and Ward Parker and Roger and Carol and Linda Peterson and all my team. The Ted Nugent Camp for Kids, Barack. We teach them to accomplish excellence by making sacrifices and taking risks. And everybody, I sent a message to Kid Rock last week. Barack. It's so precious. I'm so much fun. You know, even if I wasn't doing this, I would still be belching the toxic syllables of the terrorist. But I sent a note to Kid Rock, and I'm not going to tell you how much he sent, but he sent a lot of money. The guy's a good man. Plus, I have a funny feeling he was raised in the Ted Nugent Motor City Madhouse, Motor City Madman, truth, logic, and common sense. Stand up for what you believe in. Keep the middle fingers on fire and sight it in dead on at 200 yards. And when Kid Rock talks, he talks for real good Americans. He really does. Thank you, Kid Rock. He cut a big check to the Ted Nugent Camp for Kids. Thank you. And I'll be with him tomorrow night. Now, that'll be yesterday when this airs. But we're going to the Detroit Cowboy restaurant, and I'm gonna scarf down some lobster with just saturated in butter. It's basically a delivery system for butter. Isn't butter the best on everything? You know, if you put enough butter on my socks, they'd be delicious. Anyhow, thank you, Kid Rock. Then I sent a note to Sammy Hagar, and I've never asked anybody ever. I've raised tens of millions of dollars by signing guns and bows and arrows and skulls and antlers and guitars. Literally, I think we're over $30 million that I have raised with my signature. And I sign my signatures all day. If you want these, go to tednugent.com, and it'll bring you much mojo. Really, really good stuff. That one's fading. Oh, that's not faded. It's just because the light's bad. But anyhow, by signing stuff. So you know what? I send out a request to my friends, and Sammy Hagar cut a big check to the Ted Nugent Camp for Kids charity. Go to tednugent.com. You'll see the smiles on these kids' face. We teach them safe, responsible firearms handling, the discipline of the mystical flight of the arrow, how to catch fish, and provide the ultimate diet of natural, organic, renewable wildlife for the children and their families. The happiness, we change children's lives. Nugent's a child molester. He married a 9-year-old. That's so funny. You know, I thought Richard Pryor's Afro Catching Fire was the funniest thing in the world, and it really was. He made a career out of it. All hail Richard Pryor. I mean, he wrote the script for some of the greatest movies ever. Richard Pryor. But you know what's funnier than that? The people that claim I adopted a 9-year-old or a 12-year-old or whatever. I've never adopted anybody. The lies are unbelievable. That's why AI is going to be dangerous, and the social media is antisocial. They lie. But you know who stands with me? The best people in the world, the mothers and fathers and grandmas and grandpas and the families that bring their children, young boys and girls, to my Ted Nugent Camp for Kids charity every year. Now we have parents who were kids at my camp 30 years ago, 35 years ago, 25. They're bringing their children because they know that Ted Nugent's influence is good and positive and healthy. You know it. Everybody knows it. That's why the left and the communists and the Marxists and Gretchen Whitmer, she embraces a perverted man singing "It Won't Lick Itself." Those are the people that hate me and lie about me. People who embrace perverted men who tweak their balls and ass to little boys and girls singing "It Won't Lick Itself." You've seen the footage. Tell me you've seen the footage. Well, that's outrageous you would say that. No, it's outrageous that it exists. And those are the people that lie and hate me. Perfect. But the families who bring their children, we teach them the mystical flight of the arrow discipline, because as you discipline your gifts from God to hit the bullseye, you can also hit the bullseye of life, liberty, and the pursuit of Gonzo happiness. So thank you, Kevin and Paul and Roger and Carol and Linda and Toby and Rocco. Everybody's helping. Ward Parker, I love you people. All these donated. Thank you, Sammy Hagar. Thank you, Kid Rock. Thank you, thank you, Kevin in Nebraska. Thank you, Frank in Indiana. People are loving and generous because they know the Ted Nugent Camp for Kids, by saving children's life and guiding them lovingly, disciplining and nurturing on a true north compass setting, saving those kids' lives literally fortifies a future quality of life in America. That's all the guitar player does. That's what I do. That's why freaks and devils hate me. My spirit irritates their demons. I'll be back with more Kevin Mark, Camp for Kids, coming on, and more piss and vinegar. Who doesn't want more?